happened to that person? Like, I was like, it like kind of freaked me out. I'm still very uncomfortable posting things. I don't know if it's from a not really liking to look at myself, from like a worried it's not gonna do well kind of angle. I would say try to be more open-minded to that, and I think you'll have a better understanding of how people are, and I think it actually made me a better content creator.
The person on this podcast is the number one work ethic person that I've ever worked with. He is the hardest working human that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. He's also a very unique personality where he will, if you walk by him and he's working, you will think he's like the most serious human in life. But he is the biggest goofball that you can ever imagine. He's also a big Seinfeld fan that I think is not better than Friends. I think Friends is better than Seinfeld, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. But the best thing that I think that defines who he is, he's a great storyteller. He's a different kind of storyteller. He likes to make funny stories. He's good with making impactful stories while making them entertaining. He's also really, 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 and this is something that I think is really underestimated or underappreciated about you in our world, that you're really, really smart and you love breaking Instagram, if not other platforms as well. And he's the only human that I've ever seen in my life that actually reaches the point on Instagram where it says, you have seen every post in your feed. Please refresh the app. The person that I'm talking about is Dustin Lee. Welcome to the pod.
My name is Dustin Lee, and this is episode 11 of Whitespace. Thank you. Thank you for having me. You know, a lot of things that you just said in that intro where I'm like, oh, it's like triggering a lot of things in my head. So, but we can at least get into that.
We'll get into that. The way that I start the podcast is always, who were you as a kid? And why do you think that has brought you to who you are today? So like, what is the common theme that you've always had as a kid to the Dustin Lee that sits here in this chair?
It's so weird. Like, I heard you ask that question on Raghav's when I was watching it, and I actually had a weird little breakthrough this week or last week. I forgot when. Maybe it was this week, actually. My mom actually found this video of me from when I was like 9 years old, and I don't remember any of it. And I'm watching this thing, and like I was gonna make a TikTok about this, but this will explain even more how like
this is the
crazy,
TikTok,
how crazy my mind is. But like, it was like a 9-year-old or 8-year-old me, and being obnoxious, carefree, like wanting to be like a showboat for the camera. And I was like, but now, if people that don't know who I am, I'm a pretty quiet, reserved, don't really like being in front of the camera that much type of person. And I was watching this video and I'm like, what happened to that person? Like, I was like, it like kind of freaked me out a little bit. Like, okay, where in my timeline did this happen where I wasn't this person anymore? And I got like really emotional, got like really like freaked out about it. And then I was going to make a TikTok pretty much talking about this entire thing, like doing a green screen, showing the video, because kind of like to also even like break through my own thing of like, I've been wanting to like just post stuff. Are we allowed to curse on this?
Yes.
Okay. I just been wanting to like post shit on my own personal TikTok of just to see like, just to test things, but also like, to be very honest, I'm still very uncomfortable posting things. I don't know if it's from a not really liking to look at myself, or from like a worried it's not going to do well kind of angle, or both. But like after watching that, and I was like, I kind of like got motivated to like, I gotta like just do it anyway, like just start posting stuff. Still haven't done it.
You did the vertical thin video.
That I was just like that. See, it's interesting when it's something like that where it's very like, so for anyone that doesn't know, everyone's posting these horizontal videos on Instagram, very short and skinny, or short and squinty, I guess. I decided to go vertical because I just thought it'd be funny to do something completely opposite. But that was more because it was like a very timely thing. Like if I don't do it now, it's gonna become stale. Like
Yeah.
if I do it in even a week, people were like, "Who cares?"
Yeah.
So like that one, I was just like, I gotta just do this right now. Even if I didn't even like how I did it. Like honestly, I was like, oh, I could do it better. But I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna post it because it's time is of the essence.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, back to the question of how I was as a kid. Yeah, I remember even like I have this like very vivid memory of like maybe I was 7, and we were friends with the landlord's kids at our apartment complex, and they were like recording, and dumb 7-year-old me actually thought they were filming this to like be on America's Funniest Home Videos, like thinking I'm actually going to be on TV. And I just remember like dancing in front of it and being like a jackass, basically thinking it's funny. And then we watched it later, and I thought it was actually like, oh man, it's live on TV, but it was just replaying it on playing the camcorder on the television. But I remember that a lot. But yeah, I was just like a very loud, obnoxious kid. I think I watched that video, and then I was like annoying the shit out of my sister. Like, and now I understand why she hated me growing up. But yeah, I guess that's the type of kid I was. I always liked watching a lot of movies. I think that really explains a lot of my interest in video work. Like
And your creative style as well, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Like I wasn't like I never watched like horror movies that much because I didn't like that. Definitely a lot more comedy and action type stuff. Never really studied it. I just like, it was just entertainment for me, but I just loved it. And yeah, I guess that's the kind of person I was, I guess.
How did you fall in love with BMX?
In 5th grade. Oh, I guess 4th grade first.
So you're like 11, 10.
Yeah, 10, 11. I think. I remember I just moved to a new town from a different town in New Jersey.
What was your before we go there? What was your upbringing like? Like, were you like moving around a lot, or you were in the same space? Like, what was that like?
We lived in Palisades Park, New Jersey. That's like I guess my first. I mean, I don't remember where we lived before that. Like, I know where it was in like Dover or something like that, but I don't remember any of it. But I remember Palisades Park, which was from 1990 to
people are gonna flip.
Be like, what the hell? You were born? From like 1990 to 1994, we lived in Palisades Park. We lived in just 2 different apartments. So yeah, we didn't move around that much. And then that was it wasn't like a bad town, but I guess I don't know why my parents wanted to move, but they wanted to move to, I guess, just maybe it's a better school town or something like that. So we moved to Cresskill, which is like pretty affluent town. I think very well known for its school system at the time. And yeah, that's where we moved, and I lived there for like 30 years. But yeah, back to
so BMX.
Yeah, biking. I remember I just moved to this town. I'm like waiting outside, don't know what anything is. Like, it's a new school, I don't even know what I'm doing. And I remember seeing this kid riding his bike to school, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. And he turned out to be my best friend. But yeah, we became friends, but it was mountain bikes. It wasn't even BMX bikes. Then 5th grade, I became friends with this other kid that was like the cool kid. he was pretty much like the most popular kid in our grade, and he rode a BMX bike, and I thought it looked cool because like it looked like kind of like a dirt bike, I guess. It
Yeah.
just looked cool.
Yeah.
And then convinced my parents to buy me one, bought me like the cheapest one, but it looked just like his. Then like all of us, like all their friends bought those bikes, and it was just it kind of almost it was like almost like a fad at first. Like I was just like, okay, we rode these bikes for a couple months, and I just kind of was like not into it anymore. Then the end of 6th grade, somehow I guess like my best friend invited me up to this park like up the street from the school where he built like a dirt jump, and I saw him jump it. I was like, let me try this. It was really scary. It was tiny, but it was like so scary to me. I jumped it, landed. I was like, it was just like an adrenaline rush of like, whoa, like I did this. And that's pretty much how I got like into it and like really addicted, I guess. Just trying, I guess, something scary, that rush, and I guess not getting hurt from it. And yeah, that's pretty much how it started. And then from there, it was just like the little community of friends we had like grew bigger from like kids from other towns that were doing the same thing. We're like, oh, cool. And then we went to other towns, even though my parents maybe would have killed me if they knew. But like we were like pedaled to like three towns over. They had jumps over there. We'd ride that stuff. And then yeah, just finding more things, seeing more people, got into it, and then just wanting to learn new tricks was like the next step of like, oh, I want to try this now. And so yeah, I guess that's how I really got into it. Just like, I guess I never really thought about it from like a conscious standpoint, but like I guess it was just like learning something scary and new that I thought was like cool or like interesting,
and now it's just part of your life,
pretty much.
Yeah.
And it still is that same feeling of like even now I'm not that like, I'm pretty rusty after I moved and it's been hard to like also even ride in Arizona because like the dryness is hard, the sun is like really bad, so it's like it's just different and it just feels a little bit more difficult. And I thought I was a pretty good athlete, but like it's been like kind of hard, so I'm kind of like relearning a lot of things, so it's been a bit of a challenge, but I just still chase that feeling, I guess, of like wanting to get better at stuff like that. And something I guess I also just realized like in the past couple of weeks is like I like having like it's one thing to have like this challenge or physical challenge of like wanting to do something, but I'm also very keen on like wanting to make it look good. Like style is a big part of like what I like as far as like when it comes to sports. Maybe not my fashion or like or anything like that, but like when it comes to like sports,
BMX specifically, right?
BMX, Muay Thai.
Like you care about how it looks?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
interesting.
Like when I play basketball and I think I've seen myself, or even when I feel, I'm like, I don't feel like I know what I'm doing. Like I feel like all like squirrely looking and stupid. So I don't like it. Because like when I played soccer in high school, like I wanted to look good. Like I wanted to look like
you know what you're doing.
Yeah, like I don't want to look like some like bozo that doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Like,
why do you think that is?
I mean, I don't know if it was more like I cared about what people thought about it thing, or more like when I would watch myself, I just always like wanted it to look good. Like it's like I really think it's more like an art in an art form way where I want it to look good. Just like I guess if an ice skater wanted to perform really well and make it look beautiful, like that's kind of how I approached it too. I think like I just didn't like if I was in a weird position when I jumped the jump, like, or even like if my seat looks too high, I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Like, and I really don't think it was from like a, oh, I care about what other people think, like type of thing. I think it was really like, oh, I just want it to look the way, like, I guess how I imagine it to
Yeah.
be. So
That's cool.
yeah, I just always had like a style thing that was part of it too.
That's cool. I didn't expect that for you to say that. That was interesting.
I mean, again, I just like discovered it within the past 2 weeks.
What's your journey been to like learning more about what you like versus what you don't like? Like throughout the years, like how have you decided like I'm interested in this or not interested in this?
I'm still struggling with that actually a lot, because in the one sense of like Gary saying things like go in on your strengths and not your weaknesses. But in the other end, I like to also, I guess, challenge myself. Or I feel like I don't want to give in to like, oh, just because I suck at this, I'm not gonna bother doing it. Like, I'd rather try to give it a shot and just really see if I'm like not good at this, and then be like, okay, maybe this is not good. But then that's so hard to determine, like how much time do you spend on that, like to the point of like when, like at what point do you decide, yeah, I'm not good at this? And that's always something that's been hard for me to figure out. So it's something I'm still trying to figure out. I guess seeing progress helps. I would say that, like, if you're seeing actual progress of like, oh, I think I'm actually getting better at this, so then you're like, okay, I can get better at this. Yeah. But if you're not seeing progress, that's where it gets like, shit, should I still do this? And it's like, that's the part where it gets very stressful.
Respect. How did you fall in love with Seinfeld?
Not sure. I remember the earliest memory I have of it is like in 10th or 11th grade. I think the show was already off the air, and someone in class said a quote, I think from the last season.
You know what it was?
It was so subtle. It was like, hello. And I was like, I know what that means.
That's going in the hook, by the way.
And I was like, hello. I said it back because they do it on the show. Like, it's kind of like a inside joke where like George and Jerry like say it to each other. So that's what I remember. That was my first memory. And it's a really dumb, like, if you watch that episode, you probably think it's stupid. It's like one of the stupider jokes of the show. But I guess I just had this like weird connection with that person about it. And I think when I think about it now, I think kind of like, even though Seinfeld wasn't like an underground like show, it almost felt that way, like in a very like, if you know kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's where it started. But then later, much later, where my other friends were like referring to Seinfeld, and that's where I think I really fell in love with it, like years, like maybe even a decade after that. And because it was very relatable to real life things, as far as like not remembering someone's name and trying to figure it out, or like social situations where like you're not sure if someone's like how they feel about you or whatever, but it just felt like very relatable. But then after I started my account, that was Castanzagrams, that's where it was like much more I guess involved in my life, because now it's like a side gig. So
tell us about that. Plug. I mean, there's more people seeing a post on Castanzagrams than watching this video, but maybe. But still, for the few people that are listening.
Yeah. So I guess in I think it was 2014, there was already an account on Instagram called Castanzagram, no S at the end. And they were just like posting screenshots from the show. And I thought it was funny. Then one day they just stopped posting. And this was early Instagram. So it's like your feed wasn't like crazy loaded with stuff. So you would be like, where's how come Castanzagram's not posting? So like you would notice when people aren't posting because there was just so little supply, I guess. Yeah. And so I messaged them and I was like, hey, I would love to like help post with this account, or I'll take over this account if you want. That way I'll start posting for it. Never replied. So I'm like, fuck it. I'll just start my own account. I called it the new Castanzagram. And pretty much was doing the same thing. Then I wanted to do that to almost kind of motivate the original person to like compete, like start posting so I don't have to do it anymore. They just never started.
Wow. So
then I'm like, look, I didn't like the way my name looked, the new Castanzagram. It just felt like way too long. So then I'm like, let me see if Castanzagrams is available. So then I switched it and I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to take over this whole thing. So then was posting like all the time. Didn't really expect it to do anything, go anywhere, do anything. I just thought it was fun. But then like it started getting a little bit tiresome. I had like 487 followers and started getting like bored, almost gave up. Then this other big Curb Your Enthusiasm account, I guess, discovered it and gave me a shout out. And then overnight, it was like, or not even overnight, it was like in an hour, I had like 4,000 followers and I was like, holy shit. And then the next day it was like 10,000. So it was like this one shout out made a huge difference. And then that motivated me. It's like, okay, there's actual followers here. So it's like, all right, now I got to post more. So then I just kept posting. And then finally got it to around, I think like 100. I think my goal was like, I want this account to get to 100K, and got it there. And that got the attention of Hulu, which was, and they just bought the rights to Seinfeld, maybe in like, I think it was 2015. They messaged me, asked me to like, they did the Seinfeld, the apartment recreation by Chelsea, like across the street from Chelsea Market. Invited me to that. I was like, holy shit, is this real? And
that must have been cool.
Yeah, it was very surreal. Like, like it picked me up in like a limo. I was like, what the hell? I'm like living at my parents' house. I'm like, what the hell? And then like gave me like a hotel to stay at for the night. Wow. Even in the city. And then
so real how social media can change your life, right? Like just like
what the hell? And then just help promo for the apartment thing so that people went there. And then long story shorter, just been working on it ever since. Now it has like, it's actually been losing followers, but the highest that it was 635. Right now it's at 633. And I'm trying to make more
that was
time.
all organic, just like slowly.
I don't even know how to do paid. So yeah, I never did paid.
No shout outs, nothing.
Shout outs, like not paid shout outs, but like other accounts that like either liked it would just like repost my stuff. Yeah. And I think that would bring attention.
What was the biggest one? Was the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he would do it like quite often.
Yeah.
Like, I think he just thought it was funny. Yeah. Or like whatever.
What's he at right now?
Funny story. I don't know. I had to unfollow him. So he was actually from the Netherlands, I think. Holland, I think. And like this year started posting these like OnlyFans shout out posts. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then didn't even like,
bro, you got hacked?
No, because, well, I don't know, maybe. Yeah. But the caption said, sorry, we got hacked, trying to fix it. And I was like, okay. Next post, again, sorry, got hacked, or trying, and then again, and then again, and then after like maybe like the fourth or fifth one, didn't say sorry anymore. I was like, weird. And then he messaged me like saying, "Hey, I got hacked or something," and then I was just like, just something didn't feel right. I'm like, did it really? Like, I don't know. I think you're just covering it up or something. I'm not sure. So like
Well,
maybe
then why would he reach out to you?
I don't know. That's why it's like
Maybe he actually got hacked and he was like looking for advice on how to save his account.
I mean, he didn't explicitly say it like
Yeah.
that. So like I was just like kind of weirded out, and then I was like, and yeah, I just didn't want to be like it was just like half naked girls. I'm like, I don't want this on my feed really, and so I just had to unfollow it. But he hasn't reached out since, so I don't know if he sold the account. But anyway, back to the original story was he gave me a good amount of shout outs for like maybe the first 3 years or something like that. And I was like super appreciative of it. So like anytime he asked for a favor, I always do it up until this OnlyFans thing. But yeah, I think that was like the biggest impact of the account.
Cool. So how did you find, actually, before we go to how did you get to Team Gary, like what were you in school like? Like, were you a good student?
No.
No. You just getting by?
Yeah.
Like, how were your parents about that? Because
they hated it. They were like not happy.
But you still didn't care, or you were trying?
No, not.
You weren't even trying.
Not really.
Yeah.
Like the only classes I was really good at was, geometry, algebra, calculus 1, or pre-calc actually. No, pre-calc I was good, and then
you became a video editor.
Yeah. I know. Like I mean, it was I don't really regret it, but it was kind of like a regret of mine of like, why didn't I just like go into accounting or something? But it's because the last year of my high school, I hated it. Like I hated math. Like, well, I guess I hated calculus because it didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
It was like, it wasn't math anymore. It was more like science, and I just didn't like it.
For me as well, like when I was doing my engineering, there was a point beyond which I just stopped like I couldn't understand it anymore. Like calculus and all this, like it just went over my head to a point where I was always a good student. So in college, there was this one class where I would have 100% failed if I didn't get my MCQ right by totally, I have this on record, totally by guessing the answers. This is a real story, by the way. I went into an MCQ test. So let me paint this picture, because
what MCQ is.
Multiple choice questions.
Oh.
So like you're just like circling the ABC, like you know whatever, like what do you call that thing, like where you Scantron. So this is one class that it was called electromagnetic foundation. Like just the name of it can tell you how complicated it was. Like torque and like it was just my nightmare.
Okay.
And I'm a bad electrical engineer, so like it was the worst class for me. And I was getting by. Like I had A's and B's, but I don't think I had any C's and D's. And this is like me in the F territory in this class. So out of 100, I'm going into this multiple choice question thing, which is worth 15 marks. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'll find a way to get by. I'll look here, I'll look there, I'll see it. I'll figure it out. Unfortunately for me, I was put on the first seat.
Oh, God.
And I'm not gonna tell the whole story because there's probably some parts of it that are made up, but I genuinely believe sitting in that and realizing that this is it. Like if I don't get this right, I'm not gonna pass this subject. Like I'm done. And I was like, cool. I had accepted my fate because I was first and right next to the door. Like it was the worst possible scenario for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna guess. And this is like this. I'm literally walking you through my head space at that time. I was like, I really don't know the answer, And usually what happens is when you choose between A and B, you always get the wrong answer, right? So I'm going to choose the answer and I'm going to go for the exact opposite.
Seinfeld.
It really? Is that it?
I mean, well, there's an episode.
All right, we'll talk about that. So let me finish this one because this is funny. I genuinely, through the 15 questions, I didn't know a single one. And it was a +1, -0.25 game.
What's
So
what's that mean?
So if you get it right, you get 1 mark. But if you get it wrong, you're deducted. So you'd rather not answer
Oh, I see.
than get it wrong.
I see.
That's how it works.
I think some SATs were like that too.
Interesting. I was like, I gotta bet on the odds. I went all 15 questions, literally A or B. Oh, I think it's B. Cool. I'm gonna mark A. That's how I went through it. I went through the 15 questions. I walk out of the class. First student to walk out of the class. People start walking out behind me. I'm like, what's happening? This is the part I think that's made up because I don't fully remember the story. But all of them thought I knew the answers. So they had replicated my answers.
They were cheating off you?
Yeah. I mean,
they could see it?
It was, you used to sit like across from each other.
Oh.
It was easy.
Okay.
It wasn't that complicated.
I guess I'm just not imagining the classroom correctly.
It was like it's a tiered classroom.
Okay.
And then you would sit alternate. So like if I'm sitting here, I can see what this person is doing.
Yeah, like,
and they thought that putting you in this direction was smarter than putting you right behind each other, which I think is the opposite. But anyways, long story short, everyone thinks I know the answer, so they've followed out. Anyways, I think this part is made up, so I'm not going to even go into that. But this is real. The day the test results get announced, I'm handed my paper. I'm expecting 1, 2, 3, because I'm like pulling at straws. I'm like, I need something to make it. I got 13.75 on 15. So I got 1 wrong.
How?
I have no idea. I genuinely remember that moment where I saw 13.7. I was like, how? And that was the day that I decided that if ever I'm in that situation again, I'm going to follow that setup. I don't think I've ever been in that one. But this is how bad I was at that subject, that my total out of 100 for that subject was 21. So I made 13.75 on those 15. And out of the other 85, I was only able to make like 8.
Do the opposite.
Do the opposite, you know? Bet on your strengths. You knew you didn't know anything, so you just went against your... So that was my strategy of like really going through that. But long story short, calculus, you and I started hating it after a certain while when it stopped making sense. And like I think that was my first point where I stopped liking engineering as much as I should have.
Yeah, I mean, I went through a very similar thing. I remember, well, but back to the original question. I was good at math, at least like regular math for a while. And then I just lost interest after that. And I was good at Spanish until Spanish 4. I had the same teacher from 8th grade to I think 11th or 10th, I forget. And she was awesome, even though like...
You know Spanish?
Not
like,
anymore.
can you speak? Oh,
not anymore. Like I know very, very basic. I probably can hear words better and understand what they're talking about versus actually saying it. But this teacher, like I loved her, but I also gave her a really hard time. Like I was just a class goofball clown the entire time, but like I loved her just because she taught so well and like made me helped me understand. And then when I changed teachers for Spanish 4, I was just so like not. I didn't like how her accent was bad for someone that was like supposed to be a highly skilled Spanish speaking professor. I thought her accent was horrible. And I remember like there was something she was teaching and I was like, wait, that's not right. And I was like, it's supposed to be like this. And then she's like, no, you're wrong. I'm like, no, you're wrong. Like I knew it and nobody challenged it. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So then after that, I was like that was a lot of my experiences where like if a teacher was like not open to feedback or like accepting that they might be wrong, I would always be like, you suck, like fuck you. And yeah, that's like a lot of things in my life. But yeah, as far as school, like just those two subjects I was okay at. And but it was weird, like I had to take like I guess a qualifying test to go for college, and I did really bad in the math quiz. I don't know why. Or actually no, I don't know if I did bad in the math or the English one, but I remember one of them I was like doing really bad in, so then they put me all the shitty classes because of that.
So then just the downfall started.
Yeah,
I didn't care about it anymore.
yeah, I was just never into school. I was never a really good reader. I know a lot of people claim they have ADHD, but I think I really did. Like I would try to read and just like the words I just kept reading the same paragraph. I have to feel like, oh shit, what did that paragraph say? To go back, read it again. I'm like, what did that paragraph say? Go back and read it. And then I just got like, I'm just gonna go get the Spark Notes. Like, so then, yeah, I was just
ChatGPT would have been good then, right?
I mean, different world.
Yeah. So cool. Let's segue into how did you get on Team Gary?
So
was there an application online?
Yes, ish. Like it was like so I was a bum. I was trying to do the YouTube thing on my own from 2016 to 2018.
BMX?
Yeah. So I was technically unemployed.
Yeah.
I was driving Uber, as Andy loves to say. But
he gave you a shout out on the episode. He talked about how he really thinks you're unique and appreciates you the most because you came from a completely different background and then just crushed it.
Shout out to Andy.
It's the best.
I was 2017. I was watching, or I started getting into Gary's content more, and I wouldn't say I was like a hardcore Daily V watcher, but I was like pretty casual, decent fan. But I was watching the episode. I think it was the one where you went to Hot Ones, but I don't think Hot Ones was like on the episode as much, but the title said like looking for content creators. I was like, oh, cool. And then I think Gary did like an intro for it, like looking for content creators. If you're interested, click the link in the description. I checked the description, looked at, filled it out. Maybe like a week later, I think it was Justin Novello that replied, like pretty much saying no, like you got rejected. I was like, okay, cool. I think there was another one a few months later.
So you applied again?
Yeah. And again, got rejected. Then in February of 2018, I don't know if I applied again or like Andy just like cold replied, but like he emailed me, said, hey, we'd like to see how you like, would you like to come in for an interview, like to see what you can do or something like that. Like, okay, cool. Went in, met with him. I thought it went okay. Met with Seth and Iris. They seemed really nice, and
I did an episode with Iris. She's episode 9, I think.
I mean, I didn't see. It's not out yet, right?
It's not out yet.
So then I didn't see it yet.
It'll be out before people watch this.
Probably. Yeah. Then I think Andy gave me a homework assignment. I sent it back, I think the next day. I mean, in hindsight, it was horrible. Like I was like, fuck, that was like I thought it was great when I submitted it, but when I look at it now, I'm like, that was the stupidest fucking thing. But sent it back, didn't hear from him. Followed up maybe like a week later, didn't hear from him, and I was just like, okay, I guess I suck, and then gave up. As far as like, I didn't want to follow up again, just because I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure they said you sucked. You're not good enough for this. Then in June, 4 months later, filming a YouTube video for myself. Like I was trying to film a how-to certain trick. Phone starts ringing. I'm like, what the hell's this? I answered, hello, it's Andy. I'm like, oh, and it's like, hey, are you still interested in the job? I was like, yeah. He's like, can you start next week? I'm like, okay, no problem. And then, Yeah, so it was pretty much I got very lucky. I don't know how he decided to just like keep my information and
So I can give you a little background into that, like, and not specifically your case, but like just how it usually works is like
yeah.
we're always looking for people and talent, and we're always going through profiles, conversations, things like that, and then we keep building the list because we can have only 2 openings,
Right.
but we like 5 people, so we're gonna hire the top 2, but the other 3 are still there,
Mm.
and then when the next one opens, we can either go to those 3 or open it up to more people. It's usually how we roll. So like that to me, at least seems like Andy liked you. He was just trying to make sure that he could actually hire you, so it took so long.
I thought it was just like he just like I'll get back to you when I have time type of
Nah,
thing.
I would say that's just usually how it works.
Okay.
And that's just context for a lot of people like here as well. Like we get a lot of inbound, a lot, and yes, sometimes it's difficult to get back to everyone.
I get it. So then yeah, after that,
So what was day one at
June 25th, 2018. I remember the date because I posted a story or something like that, and I just like saved it forever. Brought me in, edited. Funny story. I don't know hopefully it's okay to say, but I was in like a very I don't give a fuck mode. Like I just want to like prove I deserve to be here. So I just didn't want to like stir up anything. So I was always just like heads down editing, and I didn't get paid for the first month. And I was like, fuck it, I don't care. Like I'm not going to stir the pot. I just want to prove that I'm worthy of being here. So I didn't want to like complain that you're not paying me. So, but then eventually I'm like, hey Andy, like maybe it was like
he must have laughed so
I think it
hard.
was the end of July. And then maybe into August, I forget. But like I was like, hey Andy, when do I get paid? He's like, you're not getting paid? I'm like,
Every 2 weeks.
no. And he's like, oh shit. And then he worked it out and then like reimbursed me for like all the past days and stuff. But I was just like, yeah, I just like didn't know if I should be complaining about this.
sounds like you so
But
much.
it was also very like my process was very different than like what the processes we like hired people. Like I was very much like off the books kind of situation where it's like I didn't like I asked Andy like, should I go to orientation? He's like,
nah. I still do the same with.
I'm like, art. What are you talking about? People go to orientation.
I mean, it's optional for a lot of people. Like it's just like I think it's important to understand what the company does.
I think it was important. There was just so much shit that I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
But at the same time, like if there's a Gary thing that needs to happen or something like that, I'll always prioritize that.
Well, yeah.
Like I definitely think that the HR, like I don't know if we should say this here, but like the HR and IT ones are specifically important. But there are a lot of things that are not important for Gary's workflow. Like like what the project management team does and all of that. Like how the creative flows, how paid media flows. Like all of those things are very crucial to how VaynerMedia flows. I think Team Gary still has a lot of it kind of like encompassed in one place.
Yeah.
It's kind of different workflows.
Definitely.
So sometimes it can be misleading as well. I wouldn't say always valuable. So like I give people the option to step out if they feel like they have a Gary priority to work. Like I don't want you not filming Gary because you're in orientation and things like that. Okay. So week 1 happens. Walk me through like I mean not me. Walk us through the journey of your time on Team Gary. Like what was the evolution over the 7 years for you?
So I always had this like idea put on a pedestal that like I wanted to be Gary's YouTube editor. That's what I wanted because I put that on like a high like
because YouTube was the most important platform in 2018.
Technically no, because I thought it was.
TikTok was coming in through. Instagram's always been
I didn't so then I was doing that's what I hoped for.
Yeah.
And you kept giving me Instagram things to edit. And I'm like, this feels so like
Not fun.
amateur.
Yeah.
Like kind of like I just felt like it was not as praised
Yeah.
because I put this, but this is all me.
Yeah.
Me putting this thing on a pedestal. So now they just kept having me do Instagram minutes, and I was just like, this just feels kind of like
Boring.
Not boring, like not important.
Rewarding.
It just didn't feel important because I didn't realize. But Gary was always like, I guess he put Instagram, like that's his number one priority, and I didn't realize that. So then
there wasn't the WhatsApp thread or text thread at that time.
I think it was an iMessage at the time.
There was okay.
But there was never like clearly like said to me like, hey, Gary's number one priority is Instagram.
Fair. And you were not seeing the text thread, like we weren't pitching things to him. Like how does it work?
I don't remember.
Interesting. I don't remember how it used to work. Maybe you're not.
It was a little chaotic. I think.
Yeah, fair.
Just like send shit in there, and then he would like it or something. But yeah, I didn't realize he was like putting Instagram because that's where the attention was, and I was like, oh, that makes more sense. So I didn't realize that for like 6 months. So then I was like, oh, okay, there's more importance to Instagram than YouTube. Like now it makes more sense. Like no wonder I'm like here, not there. And I guess that also comes from like, I think I never actually like clearly asked Andy, but like I think he thought I should be on Instagram because I built an Instagram, Castanzagrams. So like
I think that seems right.
Yeah. So
I can confirm that even without talking to Andy, like because that's how it should be.
Right.
So I know him, and I'm pretty sure that's why.
Yeah, which makes sense when I saw like, for instance, when Sean
TikTok.
Like, he was on TikTok.
He was just on an ad with Gareth Bale, and it was like,
he was what?
Gareth Bale. You know who Gareth Bale is? You don't?
No.
He's like a very popular soccer player.
Oh.
He was just in a BMW ad with Gareth Bale. Dang. So I don't know his stories. Yeah, he still works at Vayner.
Crazy.
All these years later.
So yeah, as far as my journey, I was very much an Instagram editor for a while. Then ventured into. I wanted to edit daily V's because I.
You got one. I still remember your first one with all the funny edits.
I think you were the only one that liked it. Honestly, like I think everyone thought it was kind of too silly. I liked it,
but it went live, right?
Yeah, it went live.
That's all that matters. That's another thing that I think a lot of people probably don't know about Team Gary is like we say yes to a lot more things than probably an average team. I would say like there's a lot more freedom of creating things that not everyone agrees with, to a point that on Team Gary there's a thread called Break the Pattern where you can post anything. I mean, you can send anything for Gary to directly see rather than for like someone to approve it and make sure that you can post it or not and things like that. It can just directly go to Gary, and it's like it's the creativity hub almost.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the one thing that a lot of people don't know. Like anytime someone's like, "Oh, what's it like working with Gary or whatever?" I always say like he gives you a lot of freedom to like try stuff and do stuff, whatever you want. Like, I feel like I'm realizing a lot of people don't give you that freedom. So, it's definitely different as far as like he gives you a lot of permission to do whatever, as long as it's obviously not like extreme, like where it's like you can't have like naked girls in the video or something like that. but like anything else.
Time you mentioned that on this podcast,
it's on the mind now because that damn guy. But yeah, as long as it's like he could post a sideways video if he wanted to, like he wouldn't care.
You went from Instagram to making a daily V,
and
then
it was still on Instagram, but I guess more like all over a little bit.
But then you also became the strategy person on Instagram eventually, right? Like you were running Instagram, or you went TikTok?
Oh no, I mean TikTok first, I guess.
TikTok first.
I guess even before that, like Seth was leaving, so then he was like,
he went to Vayner Talent.
Yeah,
and
so he was like, "Hey,
you went to the pod.
You got to learn how to do this now." Yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't know how to do this, but whatever. So then taught me how.
I think that was one of the things that you were really good at is like just learning stuff. Like just, all right, I'll figure it out. Like StreamYard, and shout out Ben Barber.
Mm.
You know, I've given him a lot of roses over the last 2-3 months since I've known that he was the one who actually explored StreamYard for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so StreamYard, production, filming, editing, strategy on platforms. I would even say like automation, and also like when you were a leader on the team as well, like the way that you actually asked for suggestions, feedback, direction, things like that. Like you always wanted to learn how to be better at something, or like how to figure something out. Like even when like, hey, this is a situation I'm dealing with, how do I deal with this? Or this is how I'm feeling about this, like how do I do that? Like you've always been someone who's like very open to like learning and evolving. And I think it's back to the whole thing of like you always want to keep trying your best at learning something new and going towards that. And I've seen that through your journey on the team, to a point where like you went from being this kid that didn't know anything about the way we worked to eventually going into the world where you were one of the most important leaders on the team before you left. And I think it's a commendable piece from my side to like what I want to shout you out for is like, I think it is a commendable piece for you to like really evolve in almost 6-7 different roles across the team in the 7 years. And that was really cool to see. And you know, like again, you're still on your journey to like learn more things, and you now have a new challenge in life. But you're really good at evolving, which is rare for people. It's a very unique skill you have.
Thanks. I still think I'm not that good at it, honestly, but I appreciate.
It's a more jack of all trades and master of none kind of game. Like you can be put in a situation and you'll figure it out, which is like I've seen you navigate learning audio. I've seen you navigate learning streaming. I've seen you navigate learning editing and getting better at editing. And I've seen you navigate learning a platform and trying to break it. Like you like that stuff. You like figuring it out, which is what I really think is what I said in the beginning, which is like an underappreciated thing about you, because a lot of people don't know that about you.
Thanks.
Cool. Team Gary happens. Let's talk about your favorite memory of filming Gary.
I knew you were gonna ask this, so I was trying to dig in my brain,
because I think that it's like your role is so unique. And like, I mean, you know, to me, I really just feel like the access that the videographers have to Gary is very different. Like I have a very important role on the team, and I have a lot of access to Gary and his life and things like that. But like you live with Gary a lot of days, and that is a very different level of access. And a lot of people don't see that. Like most of Daily V's don't cover the real version because you can't talk about sensitive things and things like that. What was your favorite memory of traveling with Gary? Because it's so unique to you, and there's no one on the team that experiences that really, except for the person that's really living with Gary.
Two that I like dug up from my brain. The first time I went to, I think it was Romania.
Masterminds or something?
I think
Brand
so.
Minds.
Yeah,
Brand Minds. Brand
so.
Minds.
It's actually where we recorded the internet and just hearing the youth clip that time. But
the one, okay, got it.
It was my first time ever traveling international. Mm-hmm. Ever.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Or like not ever, I guess like in a long time. Yeah. Especially ever on the team.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to meet Gary in Frankfurt at the layover. And
he was coming from somewhere else.
He was in Sweden. Okay. Doing I think a speech that we couldn't film.
Okay.
He was, I guess, up really, really late because he said he didn't realize it was nighttime because I guess the northern lights or whatever. So like he was up he maybe got like 2 hours of sleep when I saw him there, and he looked exhausted. And then I felt bad. But then we're taking the shuttle from in Frankfurt to the plane, and this is one of those times where like I guess you get onto the plane from the outside. I
Yeah.
usually like how you usually take the bridge into the
Like
plane.
you take the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's like an old lady trying to get her bag like up the stairs, and he helped her like carry it, even though he was so fucking tired. Like he still helped, and I wasn't filming. Like it's not like he was doing this for camera.
Yeah.
And I was just behind him, and he was helping her like carry it up, and I was just like, oh damn, like like it was just kind of like a wow, like even though he's so tired, like he's still willing to help this stranger, which I don't even think thanked him. But yeah, it was like just it was cool to see. Like I mean, it was probably like more of a you had to be there kind of thing, but it was cool to see.
It's really fascinating that you brought that up because it's such a unique story. It's not a fun random story. It's like it's a human story of Gary. But like I've seen Gary navigate. Like he will like when he gets into an Uber or something like that, or car, like a car service or something, he'll always thank the driver. Like he'll say good morning or hello or whatever. Like he'll always engage and like make sure that the person that is actually in that space feels comfortable in the space. And like he'll always like he'll go to a restaurant and like things like that. Like he will always interact with the server. Like he'll make sure that he addresses people and he like makes them part of the conversation somewhere.
Even when we came here the first time, he says hi to everyone.
Yeah.
And
he genuinely says it. Like even in the middle of being the busiest human, like he genuinely cares about making people like making conversation with people and making sure that they understand that he values what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, because I filmed with him so much, anytime I would go to anyone else's studio, they would never say hi to me, and it just felt like I was kind of like nobody. Like, so like the fact that he does that, and also I noticed Logan Paul did that too, and I was like, I mean, I just really like that characteristic of, I don't know if he got that from Gary, but like he would say hi to like everyone, also like just people that look like or like minions or whatever. Like he didn't treat them like that. Like he would say hi to everyone. I was like,
that's cool.
I respected that a lot.
What's the other story?
I won't say who it was, but it was a funny moment where Gary was doing a show, and this celebrity had too much to drink, and there was like we're backstage, and there was like a door that opens, I guess, into the wall. So someone was escorting this celebrity into the room where they were recording something. This celebrity decided to just walk into the corner of the door and the wall for some reason, because he's so drunk. He just like walked into the wall basically, and Gary was like, and then he walked away, and then Gary starts cracking up, and he's like, oh my god, that was the best moment of my entire life. Better than the first time I had sex, better than seeing my kids being born or something like that. Like he was just like going off on like how funny that was. And
were you filming?
Yeah, like I had to destroy the clip because it's like, okay, we can't show that to anyone ever. But I mean, I kept it for myself, but like I sent it to Gary.
I'm gonna use it.
But yeah, it was just a funny. It was like a very you had to be there kind of thing. Yeah. But it was just so funny how he reacted to that.
That's funny. I wouldn't have expected him to say that.
Exactly. Like I didn't think he thought it was that funny, and he was just cracking up. It was great.
That's cool. We're gonna be at time, so I'm gonna wrap it up. What do you think is the one thing in life that you always stand by, and like for the 3 people that are still listening at 58 minutes in or something like that here, like what's the one piece of advice you want to give them around living life that you think really works for you?
Off the top of my head, be more open-minded in a sense of like accepting other people's beliefs, ideas, feedback, or even just someone else's beliefs. Like, just be open-minded to like how they are seeing things. Also try to see it from their shoes as well. Like, I think that's really hard to do for some people, like, because they're in such their own convictions of their beliefs that they almost refuse to believe someone else's. I would say try to be more open-minded to that, and I think you'll have a better understanding of how people are. And I think it actually made me a better content creator because like I'm like, oh, okay, like as far as like seeing other angles of like how people can relate to things, or even just to be more empathetic to like maybe this content is like too harsh for someone or something. So it's just, I think it's a good way to like understand people more.
Love that. I do believe that really listening deeply to people, and you know, my whole alternate theory thing, and like really thinking about life in a very different way and all of that shit. But like really listening to people who have a very different POV than yours, it helps you grow your mindset a lot. You don't have to agree. You don't have to disagree. You just have to listen because it opens your it opens your mind to the possibility of the alternative. It opens your mind to more options out there.
Exactly.
It does. You don't have to take any of those options, but at least it makes you more aware of what's out there.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that people are so scared of even listening to, because they're like, no, this is the best way to do it. And then that really creates a lot of limitations.
Yeah.
And I think one of the best, at least my thought process is the best way to do that. And it's funny, I was talking about it in the last podcast, is experiences. Like put yourself in positions where you can gain new experiences, travel, new networking events, new spaces, new things that you can do. Like this podcast for me, all of those things that just create a space for you to like really realize that your opinion is just like a small speck in the bigger thing that's happening, and it opens up your mind and ideas to a lot more things.
Agreed.
Cool. I'm going to wrap this up by saying a few more things about Dustin that I probably didn't start well with, because, you know, I was doing a podcast right before this. He's the biggest goofball that I've ever worked with. He is definitely, he's a human
not when I work though.
I don't think so. Like, I think people that really know you and then you become friends with, like the ones that like, you know, like you're not trying to be a version of what you need to be in front of them. Like you're being you are still funny and a goofball. Like I think you and I still were, you know, being stupid in office together and stuff like that. But like, it's just like, I think he's definitely one of those people that feels like he's like an exact version of a coconut. He's like a hard ass from the outside, but he's a really soft and kind and thoughtful human from inside. And once you break the exterior, you have a lot of fun moments with Dustin. And I know I can say this for a lot of people that are still here at Vayner that you've left behind. They all miss you. They all want you back. And hopefully they're listening to this because they see your face in the thumbnail and they're like, all right, what's this guy up to? And yeah, thank you for being on the pod.
Thank you for having me.
I thought you were going to do some funny things. Like this was like a very serious podcast.
Yeah. I was like,
you were complaining about all the episodes being serious.
I was like, this is either going to be really boring, a therapy session, or really, really funny. Like I wasn't sure where it was going to go.
But thank you for being on this, and yeah, Friends is still better than Seinfeld.
Yeah, I mean, I watch Friends.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have a strong opinion. I don't want to rile you up. Thank you, Autumn.